Half a Life is Darin Strauss's award-winning memoir about the tragic event that altered the course of his life. Published in 2010 by McSweeney's, this autobiographical work expands on his This American Life podcast episode, Life After Death, where he publicly explores the emotional toll of being responsible for a young woman's accidental death. The book won the National Book Critics Circle Award for Nonfiction in 2011 and was widely praised for its unflinching clarity in recounting his suburban nightmare. Unlike many other acclaimed memoirs, Half a Life is brief, structured like a long essay, and remains under 200 pages. Strauss uses this conciseness to be both direct and emotionally raw. The story begins on Long Island, where he grew up in Roslyn Harbor. A month before his high school graduation, at 18 years old, he is driving his father's Oldsmobile with friends on the way to a mini golf course when a girl suddenly swerves her bicycle in front of his car. She is killed instantly. Police and witnesses determine he is not at fault. He wasn't under the influence or driving recklessly. But the reality remains. 16-year-old Celine Zilke, a fellow student, is dead, and he is alive. The memoir details the immediate aftermath, including the funeral, where Strauss has an encounter with Celine's mother that will haunt him for years. Though she tells him she knows he isn't to blame, she makes a request. He must live a good life for two people. She urges him to live twice as well. Strauss sees the grief in her face, feels the weight of her words, and promises her he will. What he doesn't realize at the time is that this promise will shape his life, binding him to an invisible second existence, one always carrying Celine's memory. Strauss chronicles his years after the accident, including his time at Tufts University in Massachusetts. College becomes a refuge, a place where he can hide what he perceives as a deep flaw. He rarely confides in friends or romantic partners, keeping the accident his most guarded secret. He obsessively studies physics in the library, calculating the velocity of his car at the moment of impact, as if science might provide a logical explanation for the tragedy. The memoir also delves into his struggles with a psychosomatic stomach ailment triggered by guilt, his painful therapy sessions, and the lingering weight of a life forever changed. As time passes, Strauss grapples with how to truly accept responsibility for Celine's death. She lingers in every major moment of his life. He is acutely aware that she will never experience the same joys, from the simple pleasure of holding a cold soda can to the profound moment when his wife tells him she is pregnant. Celine is always present. His relationships are clouded by the question of when, if ever, to reveal the accident. Though Celine's parents initially offer him words of forgiveness and understanding, they later sue him for millions of dollars in a lawsuit that drags on for years before eventually fading away. Critics have praised Half a Life for avoiding sensationalism, noting that Strauss resists using the legal battle to build suspense or exploit tragedy for dramatic effect. In interviews following the book's release, Strauss has reflected on how Celine's death shaped his writing career. A lackluster student in high school, he transformed into an overachiever in college, ultimately earning a Guggenheim Fellowship for Fiction and becoming a professor at NYU. In many ways, Celine's death gave birth to his life as a writer. Through fiction, he found a way to process and structure the overwhelming emotions tied to the accident. His novel Chong and Eng, named a Los Angeles Times and Newsweek Book of the Year, tells the story of conjoined twins, one of whom dies, forcing the other into an inevitable fate. Author Danny Shapiro, in the New York Times Book Review, noted how difficult it is to separate that imagery from Half a Life, as Strauss's existence remains entwined with Celine's death. Strauss has said that part of his reason for writing Half a Life was to examine grief in a new light. The memoir explores the nature of authentic mourning, especially in a case as complex as the accidental death of an innocent person. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.